So he's the man in the know when it comes to gardening. But did you know that green-fingered expert Alan Titchmarsh is also somewhat of a sommelier now too, or at least a drinks enthusiast?
We can all be drinks enthusiasts, Ben. Let's find out what it is. Alan Titchmarsh we're talking about. He's been sniffing the bouquets of both flowers and wines on his latest series.
Alan, you tucking into the booze on
Isn't
that
it
show.
amazing how just by cutting a few clips together you can give the world the impression that I'm a complete dipsomaniac?
When you say
But it is wonderful. This is Love Your Weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, we're coming back.
You just cover a whole spread of
We
wonderful...
do, and we have that at the end of every programme.
Only because you can't do anything else after that.
After that, I'm legless, really. Coming back on the 1st of October with a new series, Sunday the 1st.
Great.
So that's nice. It's a lovely thing to do.
It's no matter what I think. What's wonderful about Love Your Weekend is actually how it's grown. You know, from when it started to it's become sort of a real staple on the weekends now, and clearly it's got a really good audience that sort of love you talking about all the various things that you cover.
Well, it's all the things to do with the countryside, and we do a few sprinkle of celebs through. But I wanted to do something that wasn't politics on a Sunday morning and wasn't cookery. So I said, can we do something predicated on countryside and beauty and get interesting people in? And we have cattle and sheep and dogs and cats and all kinds of stuff. It's just a lovely weekend programme.
And a good bit of booze too.
I've been there. I didn't want to leave.
No, quite.
No, they had to kick me out at the end. It was just such a lovely, fun thing to be.
Anne Reid's become a regular, and she says she only comes for the booze at the end.
Yeah, quite right too.
Listen, I've been looking at your new book. It's absolutely beautiful. This is what you should have on your coffee table, isn't it?
Goodness me.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this,
I've
Ben?
seen it.
Yeah, Alan's seen it.
What made you want to do this? So this is the gardens of the people who made them, particularly of Chatsworth.
It is just all about the
Yeah.
gardens in the estate at Chatsworth. Then here's the Duke of Devonshire who said, my mother, who was Debo of Devonshire, wrote one about 20 years ago we could do with an update. So Jonathan Buckley, who was a great photographer, and I went and we've just done this book about it's the most stunning garden in Derbyshire. If you've never been, it's glorious.
And did you wander around thinking I would change this, or I wish I'd done this, or if only you had this kind of historic, wonderful amount of land to do stuff with? What's it like when you are an expert gardener and you go to places like this?
You admire what's there, and it's somebody else's garden. The fact that somebody else has done it is lovely. And the thing about Chatsworth is all the people around there will tell you, the Derbyshire folk, they share it. They love you going there. I was up there last weekend before last, and there were people paddling in the cascade because it was hot.
Just loving it.
Just loving it. And the owners, they don't mind. It's to share. It's a great garden.
They do Chatsworth at Christmas.
They do.
They do behind the scenes at Chatsworth. So I'm absolutely gripped. Anything Christmas, Alan, and I'm in. But the thing I didn't realise about them, on the front picture, Sam, if you put the cover of the book on, the fountain at the front, when you look at it, you think it's going to be some crazily engineered pump that's shoving that water. But it's all just done through gravity, isn't it?
Gravity fed. There's a big reservoir up on the moor. It's the Emperor Fountain. It was put in there for the Tsar of Russia to show off, and he never came.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
middle of the 19th century. But it's there now, and it's about 60 metres high.
And are they still keeping things quite formal? Because other houses have been going over, haven't they? We were talking about Lanhydrock, weren't we, earlier?
Yeah.
And I know you've been interested in that as well. They're sort of doing lots of laying their gardens and land too.
Rewilding,
Rewilding.
Oh, that.
Which you're not a huge fan of,
No,
are you?
I'm not a fan of the misconception that rewilding means doing nothing.
Right.
And telling people in their small domestic gardens, let it go wild, let the brambles come. No, because that reduces biodiversity rather than increases it. If you're growing good flowers in there, whether from all over the world, you can have a proper garden. As long as they've got nectar and pollen and they're single flowers and there's a diversity, that's what's best for nature, not just British flowers, which have a relatively short season of blooming.
I mean, I think that's the thing, isn't it? That we've all been encouraged. I think, you know, it really took off during lockdown as well, didn't it? People just let their lawns and their beds just go to seed, literally. And you don't think that's a good idea?
It isn't. If
because
you
we
look...
thought it was encouraging
Well, I have a
wildlife.
2-acre wildflower meadow, which I've just cut now, and I've been growing it for years. And it's good to have that as well. It's balance that's key. Have some areas of your grass
small
that's...
patch, though.
Well, it doesn't matter.
You have to do one or the other, don't you?
No, you can have this bit mowed and that little bit there.
There you go, Kate. Listen.
OK.
You see?
I am listening.
Yeah,
I am
listen, you can have a
listening.
bit of everything.
But if you let it
I
all
was
go,
listening to Alan.
it will not be as good for wildlife. totally let go, and it will not be very good for us either. And we need gardens that we can get enrichment from too.
Tell me, Alan, what should we be doing right now? It's been an interesting summer, hasn't it, in terms of the amount of rain we had, and then we've just had a couple of weeks of really blazing sunshine. What should we be thinking about?
Bulb
This
planting.
weekend.
Bulb planting.
Spring bulbs.
Already?
No, yeah. If you dig a daffodil bulb up by mistake out of your garden, you find it's putting roots down already. So over the next couple of months, daffodils, you can wait a bit later for tulips and stuff.
Yeah.
But certainly order them now. Go and buy some. Big, fat, firm. That's a good bulb. And plant your bulbs this autumn.
Big, fat and firm, that's what we've got to be looking for.
That's it.
Alan, it's lovely to see. The book is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
And it is an amazing place, Chatsworth. I'm looking forward to sort of looking at these gardens because the show they do at Christmas, I'm absolutely addicted to. I love it, and it's great to see you. And good luck with Love Your Weekend. Back in October?
1st of October. The repeat's on at the moment. 1st of October, new series on Sunday mornings.
Right.
So we look forward to
Amazing.
seeing you.
Great to see you.
Brilliant.